Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome to week 9 of human growth and development. I have my youngest daughter who wanted to say hi to you.
Hi.
She's a big fan of psychology, so she wanted to come and say hi. Okay. So I'm making this video before I actually post this week's assignments, but I wanted to go ahead and post the video now for those who are following along so you would know what's going on. I do apologize for taking my time in posting this, but sometimes I'll think that something is posted and then I'll realize it's not the videos, but like assignments. I make an extra credit assignment for my classes every year when I do the midterms, and I do that to offset the scores because sometimes the scores vary between, you know, I'll just say not everybody scores as highly as they might want to score. So if you didn't score as high, if you didn't get the score that you were aiming for, there's a couple things you can do. One, the extra credit will be available shortly, so hopefully tomorrow, and the extra credit will stay open for about 5 days, and it's 10 points. It's a crossword puzzle. I suggest doing the extra credit, and the extra credit is bonus. And so what will happen is those 10 points will be added to the total points in the class, which you could think of it as boosting your test score by 10 points, or it's going to boost your overall score in the class by 10 points. And this can help you. So if you scored a 70, then you actually scored an 80. If you scored a 90, you actually got a perfect score of 100. So the extra credit is your first chance to improve your test one score. The second thing you can do is I give an alternate, a makeup at the very end of the semester, and this is for those who missed the test for any reason. If you were sick or you had a family member who had an emergency, or maybe you had technical difficulties or you weren't aware of the honor lock requirement. Whatever the case, I do a makeup at the end. And even if you did take the test and you just didn't like your score, you take this makeup. In the computer, it shows out of 0 points, but it obviously grades it. And then I will basically go in and compare your first attempt and your second attempt. And if the second attempt is higher, then I substitute your first score with your second score. If it turns out you do worse the second time, then I just keep your first score. So taking the makeup that's available at the end of the semester is another way to boost your test one score. All right. So what else is going on? So the test was on chapters 1 through 8. So basically, so far in this class, you've learned about the science of human development. So different ways that human developmental psychologists ask and answer questions such as correlational research, the formal experiment, longitudinal studies, case studies. You've learned all about like prenatal development and the first 2 years of life and childhood. You've looked at some theories such as Piaget's theory, and Erikson's theory, and Kohlberg's theory, and Bronfenbrenner's theory, and Vygotsky's theory, right? So you've been reading all of this information, watching videos, having conversations or discussions with your classmates all about the beginning of life. Well, from here on out, we're going to be talking about from adolescence through adulthood and late adulthood and death and dying. So you want to start reading chapters 9 and 10 if you haven't already done so. And that's what the next discussion will be about, adolescence. You will not have a discussion this week. The only thing that you'll be doing to get points this week is completing the optional extra credit assignment. Like I said, optional, but you'll be completing that crossword puzzle for 10 bonus points if you want to do it. And two, you'll be completing a required reflection assignment. This reflection assignment gives you a chance to pull all of this information together, to think about what you learned, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you wish we had more time to study. And you get a chance to answer some questions and actually type out your responses. So share what you're thinking, like reflect. And so this reflection assignment is what will be due this week. I will leave it, it'll be due by Sunday, but I'll leave it open for a few extra days as a grace period because I know I'm just posting it on Wednesday, and some of you might have preferred to complete it on a Monday or Tuesday, in which case you would do it next Monday or Tuesday without a late penalty. Okay, so that's pretty much what's going on. You will notice in the syllabus, which it says is tentative because my classes are very organic. I don't know if you can tell that, but I use a lot of stuff from the same material from semester to semester, but I do remix and revise and try to keep it fresh for you guys. So that's why I'm constantly making new videos, constantly adding in things, changing things, tweaking around. And so you know, sometimes we are not exactly where I predicted when I made the course syllabus a year ago, but we're close to it. So on the syllabus, you'll see that P2 is coming up, and P2 is the second part of the paper. Remember, this is a class that has a Gordon Rule requirement. So you completed P1, and the next thing that'll be coming up is P2, which is the next stage of this paper. Now, I'm not going to give you P2 until I finish grading all of the P1s, and that's when I'll publish P2. And you'll have at least a week to do it, so you have plenty of time. If you want to get started working on P2, what you can do is go ahead and start finding resources, because P2 is all about an annotated bibliography. So you're going to be finding credible sources and giving me an annotation of those sources. That's what P2 is going to be. And this is going to be based on your paper. Just to be clear, the paper is an individual solo assignment on a topic that you chose, that you were interested in, that is related to developmental psychology, which is different than the assigned group project, which you were given an assigned topic and you and your members narrowed it down, and you've been working on the group project the whole time in the background. Now, you don't have any discussions this week, but like I said, you have the reflection and the extra credit. I would suggest you also touch base with your group members. Just kind of see how, you know, they're doing. Make sure you guys are still on the same page, because sometimes after the first test, some students choose to drop to get the W before it's too late. So make sure they're still in the class and still ready to, you know, work with you. All right, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. If you have questions, comments, compliments, or concerns, you know what to do. Drop it in the comments below. Give this video a like or a thumbs up to let me know that you're actually watching and is helpful. If you're not sure about leaving a comment on Facebook, on YouTube, you can always email me at simps@cf.edu, or send me an email via Canvas, or in Canvas, I have an entire questions thread dedicated to asking and answering questions. So you can contact me any of those ways. If you wanted to know exactly what you got wrong on the test and you wanted to have a one-on-one with me, I do host office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I am face-to-face at the Ocala campus in my office in Building 8, 106G. If you don't want to come there, we can also schedule a Zoom, and I have office hours on Mondays and Wednesdays virtually. So we can communicate via email, we can do a chat session, or like I said, I can schedule a Zoom. Just let me know. I'm here for you. Deuces.